Alright, so let's talk remote events. Now, remote events are used to communicate something from the client to the server. So usually from a local script in, say, a GUI or I don't know, any sort of local script. You use that to communicate it from client or the player to the server. So replicated storage is a folder that is shared between both the client and the server. From the client cannot access server script service, and the server cannot access start a player, if I remember correctly, and start a GUI. So to start, we'll make a remote event in replicated storage. We're going to name it for the sake of this, I don't know, move door. We'll do that. And we'll make it, just quickly, hang on, let me just make a quick door. Okay, we've got what might truly be the worst door known to man, but it'll do the job for this. So we've got a replicated event called move door. And now we're going to make a quick screen GUI with a text button that says, like, I don't know, open door. Just make it a bit bigger, scale it. Okay, cool. So that's our little button there. Let's move it a bit and put it down here. And then now we'll make a local script within the screen GUI in the parent of the text button to handle the event. So let me just check something. Okay, so first of all, we'll start off with localizing our replicated storage. So located storage equals game gets replicated storage. Now we've got that. And our local move door event is replicated storage.move door. That's simple enough. So that's the and this is okay. So now there are two ways you can use move door event. So these are the two ways you can use it. For the sake of this, we'll be using this one. But so the difference is this one is to the server, whereas this one is from the server. So on the server you can go fire all, and that will trigger this. Hi, okay, so editor me here. I just realized I made a mistake in what I said here. So as you can see here, I said on client event. That is wrong. When I meant on client event, I meant fire all clients. Now, I think I did correct this later. Yes, I did. But note that that was wrong. This is completely wrong, and ignore this script here. But that will be a later thing. For the sake of what we're doing now, it will not involve that. So now we want to catch when our text button is pressed. So what we can do here is we can look at text button. Okay, so we have all this here, but what we want to use is, oopsies, that's not going to work, is mouse. Here. So this is what we want to use. Is so when so let's say I click on that. So what we want, oopsies. Oh, crabs. Hang on, let me just scroll down. So here, we want to, so when I click on our little button here, so click, see how it clicks? We want this event will be fired, which we can then inherit from our scripts. So what we can do here is, so local button equals script.parent.text. So script.parent gets us to here, and then text button selects this. So now button dot, what was it? So we have mouse button one click. Then we want to connect, and then we want to connect that, and we're going to make a function called on button click. Yep, and we'll connect it to that. So now when someone clicks this UI button in playtest, it will fire this event. Now for the sake of, just comment that. So for the sake of just testing, we will go print I've been clicked. And so now if we go into playtest, there we go, and we click this little button, we look at our outputs. This is our output where all the logs go, so this is where all your printing goes. So when I click this, you can see. So as you can see, it is printed out. I've been clicked. So you can just see expand that every time we click it. It prints it. Cool. So what we can now do is put this in here. So mal store event, which is our replicated storage event we made over here, it fires it to the server. So now that's all we need to do in this script. This script is now classified as complete. So we can close that. And now you can do this in server script servers, or you can do this in just the model itself. For the sake of simplicity, we're just going to do it in the model. So we're going to create a normal script, not local script, a normal script within the door, delete all that. And now we're going to do our localization. So for the sake of this, for what we need here, we need replicated storage. So, and then we need our tools. And then what we need to do is we're just gonna so we're gonna go left door. So this is now what we're doing now is we are localizing the parts for this door model. So we've got left door, and right door, and sorry, left door and right door, and then left goal and right goal. Left goal and right goal is where this door will move to. So it will get tweened using tween service to here, as you can see. So we're gonna go, and then we can just do the same for right door. Yeah, I thought that would work, but didn't. So there we go, and then we'll do the same for our goals. So we'll just duplicate that. Goal. Let's place. So right. So now we've got our left door and our right door, so these two, and our left door goal and our right door goal, so these two. And so now with this, so if we go once again, we go back here, we can look at a remote event. And so on server event is what we want. So it is flies from a script, which is what we've got here, a normal script, when a fire server, which is what we've got back in our local script, fire server, is called on the same remote event, which is our little move door event here, from a local script, which is this script. So from here we can go, we're going to make a function called open door, and then we're going to go door move event door on server event. Yes, on server event, and we're going to connect that to a open door. So now when this button is fired, and so when this button is clicked, it fires this function, which causes this, oopsie daisies, which causes move door event, which triggers this. This is how you move things from a screen GUI, so the local client, to a player. So now, if I were to go print from the server, oopsies, I forgot about that. I've been clicked. So we go into playtest again. Okay, and now if we look at our console, from the server, I've been clicked. So now you can see that's the server script that we made within that model. Now, let's discuss tween service. Tween service is a very handy model to help, oopsies, to move things. So, you know, it's got all this stuff. It looks really confusing, but once you get into the basics of it, it's quite simple. I'll show you an example. So tween service is used to move one part, model, UI item. Models are more hard than parts because they require things like sometimes wells, they use tween models, all of that. But that's not what we're discussing. So they move one item from one place to another. So for example, you'd use tween service to move this block from here to here in a linear fashion, as shown here. It will move from this point here to there in a linear fashion. Now see, there's all these fancy moves. Now I recommend sine, as you'll see here. It starts like linear, but it stops a lot smoother, where this just stops. So now that you know what tween service looks like, let's get into it. So we're going to use, what we're going to do here is we're going to create our tween info. So tween info is the information you pass to the tween on what you want it to do. So we'll go tween info. We'll do TW info, which means tween info because it's conflicting names. So we want to make a tween info, a new one, and now you can see up here it's got all these parts. So time is how long you want it to go for. So how long this will take. You can see this takes about, I don't know, 4 or 5 seconds. So we want ours to take, let's say, 3 seconds. And now we've got easing style, which is these. So what style we want it to go in. For the sake of what we're doing, we'll do it in a sine style because it's a lot smoother than the others. So we're going to go tween enums.easingstyle.sine. So that tells it we want a sine style. And now there are all these other options here too, but as you can see there's many more. But for what we are doing, none of them are important, but they are good. So if you want easing direction, I don't really understand that one, but it's good for something. How many times you want it to repeat, if you want it reversed, or if you want a delay between the actual between you firing it and it starting. But now that's all. These are the only things we need for this. And now we need to create the actual tween. So first we need tween service, which is a service called tween. There we go. And now we can create our tween. So tween service create. First of all, it's asking for an instance. So that instance we're going to do is our left door. And then it's asking for tween info, which is where we provide our TW info. And now it's asking for a property table. So first of all, you're going to start with the little squiggly things here. These, not these. That's the normal brackets. You want the squiggly brackets. I don't actually know what they're called, but we want that. And then we're going to go. So we want to move our position, which happens to be this. So what we're going to do is we're going to say position equals. Now, well, what do we set it to? Well, we've got our left goal up here, so we're going to specify that, and then we're going to specify the left door goal's position. So what we're doing is we're gradually over 3 seconds changing this one's position value to this one, which happens to be our goal. So, and now if we go, so now that we've completed our tween, what we do is we put it here, and we go tween play. Now, even though it'll only move the left door, actually, no, we'll just duplicate it quickly. So we'll just tween left door, and then we'll quickly just duplicate that for the right one. And just make sure to change all your names. So we're going to change it to right door goal. Now, so tween left door, tween right door. So now it will tween both doors. Yes, it doesn't tween back, but we'll get to that. So first of all, let's just test it. Okay, so now, let me just get rid of that. So now we go over to our door, which thankfully is anchored, I usually forget that, and we click open door, and... Okay, so we've got an error in our code, but as you can see, it did work. In fact, we've got a fatal error. Now, it's probably somewhere where we've named something wrong, so we've got left door, right door, right door. Oh, if you look here, it's a simple mistake. Both the left door goal and the right door goal are set to right goal. So let's just change that to left goal. Okay, so that's going to be our tween to open the door. And now we want to make one to close the door. So we've also got, hang on a second. So we've got some other parts here called left return and right return. Now these are two invisible parts that are non-collidable, as you can see down here, that are sitting here. So once our door has opened here to here, we can set it so that after a specified amount of time, it goes back to that position. So let's go local door open time. So we want our door to be open for say 10 seconds. So now let's create the other tweens. So tweens to close the door. Let's specify at the end we want close. So let's just change it to right return. Oh, first of all we need to go here. We need to go left local left door return. If I'm going too fast, I will explain this all over slowly at the end. So you know, so basically here what we're doing is so here we've got our left door goal, which specifies our left goal, which the door tweens to using this here. So it goes to the left door goal position. Now, left. What we've done here is we've just added something called right and left return. So basically, it's just the opposite of what this does. Instead of opening it, it closes it by returning it to these two, by moving the door back to these two parts here. They're just invisible placeholders. The real door's still there, as you can see. But these are just placeholders. So now, you can use, so now we've got two. You can go wait or task.wait. Personally, I recommend task.wait. I'll show you, hang on. So if you look here, there is a difference between wait and task.wait. So you can see here that this waits for threading, so this is much slower. It doesn't actually do anything as quickly, where this one, it does it based on how fast your game is running. So as you can see, task.wait happens a lot quicker. So basically, for those who don't understand, wait is throttling and will be affected by lag. And we'll add the seconds from the lag, so it takes a lot longer. Whereas task.wait, yeah, that, it just doesn't care. It will go. It won't care about lag, so I recommend, for the sake of this, we will use task.wait. So door open time. So now, after playing these two tweens, it will wait our 10 seconds up here, and then it will play tween right door close and tween left door close. So now, there. Pretty simple, isn't it? So now, let's test if it works. Okay, so we will go over to our door. Now we always keep our console up, just in case something goes wrong. So, open door. So, yep, it tweens the door open. We can walk through pretty good. You know, you can see that it moves the doors. And now, we wait a few more seconds, and there we go. It closes again. Well done. You've now created a tween. So now, let's go over the script. Let's recap. So, this is our local script within our screen's UI. What it does, we specify replicated storage, and then we specify our event within replicated storage, move door. Then our button, which is our little text button here, and then when you click that button, it fires that to the server, as we saw in the, I'm going to get back to it, but as we saw there. And then, so in this script, we specify replicated storage, that, our door event, which is this, and then we specify our left and right door, so these two parts, this part and that part, which are the parts between. We specify how long we want the door to stay open for. Now, it will be correct, give or take 3 or so seconds due to the tween there, but that shouldn't matter. And then we specify our returns, which are the invisible parts here that the door knows to return back to after the tween, after the time 10 seconds is up. And then we create our tween info, so it lasts 3 seconds. That's how long it takes to open the door. So, the part where it goes from here to there takes 3 seconds. And then we want it signed so that it does it smoothly and doesn't just go like that. Oopsies, hang on, 50%, there we go. And then we specify tween service, which is what we use to create the tweens. And then we actually have the tweens here. So, tween left door. It uses this here, and it creates a new one, specifying we want to tween this left door up here, using this tween info, and we want its position here, so this the value here, to be changed from its current one to left door goals position. And it does the same for all of that, and for these two, it just does the opposite, where it goes back from this position to the return position, which happens to be where the door was previously. So when you get that, when it's on server event happens, so it fires this function when you fire server. So as soon as it realizes you've fired server there, it will do the this here. So it plays the 2 tweens here to open the door, which are these 2, and then it waits 10 seconds. And then it does the 2 to close it. Pretty easy, right? Yeah. That's about it for this one. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And comment down below on what I should teach you next.